Shockwave. We've had quite the run, and it's all come down to this final game. FX's own Dakpo versus Gio.
Now, Dakpo coming in from the winner's bracket, Gio coming in from the loser's bracket. This is going to be a run back of what I believe was winners finals?
I believe so.
Yeah. It's definitely winners finals because then Gio ended up losing and then having to play Highland and losers. So yeah, he ended up having a really, really close game with Dakpo. Game 2 actually could have taken it and gone to a third game out of the set, but unfortunately pulled one turnip too few. And
well, he's hanging on to that stock, though. Definitely the lack of turnip pulls there helped him out. Perhaps made his pockets a bit heavier.
A little bit lighter?
Well, I mean, I'd say they made him heavier so that he could survive that. But, you know, especially at 60, you know, you're not really going to be seeing that option.
And there we see two triple turnip pulls, getting him that damage. Right now, trying to keep Dakpo off stage. The nair and the forward air chase. How's he going to make it back?
I'll tell you what, these slingshots, Dakpo eat up a whole lot of percentage. And it's why it's really important, I think, for Dakpo to make sure that he's in a position where he's staying as firmly on the stage as possible. Because whenever he's off stage, that's when I feel like Blizzard can get really, really scary with those run-off bears and options like that.
I mean, we're just seeing a back and forth right now with the momentum in this match because there was a really early combo by Dakpo, then a long string of Dakpo not able to touch the ground, and now it's his turn again. Ooh, but here now, Gio has the stage control.
Dakpo getting in with the Zair. We saw it a few times in the winner's final set, and he used it a lot kind of to push Gio away to the corner.
Oh my goodness,
nice.
That nair almost taking it. If he was able to connect that fair, it would have definitely been the stock, but he was not able to land it. Thus, Dakpo able to make it back and then take that stock first, sitting at 108% himself.
Dakpo stood so comfortably in that shield. In the last game, he was really quick to kind of run out of his shield from time to time.
Right.
And that time he actually just stood still, and it paid off really well and helped him avoid that grab attempt from Gio and Taihan. Ooh, Jesus.
Right there, Gio was like, you know what? Last game, you would just sit there and throw your whip at my tree. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll behind you and cut you down with my axe. And that cut down the stock.
I cut that stock down. What was that, George Washington? That was like, I cannot tell a lie?
Oh my goodness. Right now, I'm not lying. These combos are ridiculous.
And not over yet. It's Dakpo. Actually, it ends immediately as I say it's not over.
And it's not over yet, except for right now when it's Gio's turn.
It's actually over. Fucking ridiculous. Oh, Jesus.
Getting all this damage. Gio sitting at 71% right now. Dakpo in the mid-20s. But Gio, not a little bit of a comeback. Ooh, but one grab.
Ooh, nice nair coming in from Dakpo.
Just missing the back air. Might have done it at the edge of the stage right over there. The silent paralyzer. Ooh, all the damage. He caught him in the net. Was like, take this Lloyd Rocket.
That little bit of extra damage. It's what Gio's going to need as he inches his way back in. But Dakpo forcing him right back out with that Zair.
Man, that Lloyd Rocket doing so much work to cover the options as Gio gets back onto the stage. Prevents a little bit of a chase from Dakpo.
Let's talk about what you think is really critical here for Gio.
Okay, so right now he's been sitting back and throwing out all of these, you know, forward airs, back airs, throwing out the Lloyd Rockets. But what really matters is getting Dakpo off stage. You can rack up all of the percent that you need, but you don't actually have to get Zero Suit to that many, or to that high to kill her as Villager if you get one good edge guard.
Dakpo runs up, gets that up B, and I think that there might have maybe been a little bit of delay because he had to launch that rocket, but
that was a decisive end to that.
Yeah,
to that
certainly.
I mean, there, Dakpo said, you know what? You can throw out your forward airs as much as you want. As soon as you make one mistake, I am going to kill you. Now going back to Battlefield.
This counterpick might help out whenever we think about the luck that Gio had with some of those turnips. Some short hop up airs, especially if it's one of those triple turnips, whenever he has Dakpo stranded on these platforms, could result in some big damage. But of course, Dakpo having those platforms helps him even more when it comes to those up air strings.
Right, he can get up airs onto platforms, into the up Bs at the very top. Ooh, and he can also do those things canceling with his down B to throw out a little bit extra movement option to weave around all of these projectiles.
Dakpo is just looking so comfortable on the stage, already netting 68% on Gio. This is looking a lot like that last game. Things are already looking a little bit rough for Gio.
You know, running off, getting the back air there. But he gives up so much stage position for every punish. The Simon Belmonts right now coming out, and Gio had no jump, but it does not matter because he's Villager. He's coming back from no matter where. For a minute, I forgot it was Villager, and I thought that he was dead, and then I remembered, oh, wait.
Oh, wait, it's Villager.
It's Villager. This character never dies.
This is what we touched on before, how Gio needs this. He needs to ensure that Dakpo consistently off stage, and that's where he's going to start to maybe make up some of the losses that he's had in neutral.
Because here's the thing. On stage, Dakpo has been able to land decisive killing blows to Gio. I mean, they can both rack up damage, but Dakpo has led decisive killing blows. Meanwhile, he's also had a decent fair share of edge guards. Gio, not landing the most decisive stock enders. He's just getting a whole bunch of damage and then not really able to seal anything out.
And that kind of goes with the archetype to some extent as well.
Right.
Villager certainly more accustomed to playing a bit long range, but you know, we've seen some more aggressive styles of Villager as well. Renai this weekend at Genesis was an absolute treat to watch. But Gio definitely more on the latter, more on the turtle side, I suppose.
Definitely. I mean, we saw SS guy having the same kind of problems where, as Mega Man, he'll do all this damage, but he won't really be able to seal out the stocks. Right now, ooh, he really wants to be able to pull out this tree so that he can get that quick axe move as a killing blow.
Dakpo going for that trump.
Sapling is gone. Ooh, in the back air. Nice back air.
Did you just smash commentator?
I might have. Oh, he wanted the bowling ball. Dakpo with the quickest of mashes at 120% was still mashed out after 2 pummels.
He's a god at Mario Party, man. You should just watch whenever Dakpo
And you
gets
called it just last time. Whenever Gio throws out the Lloyd rocket, he's putting in enough stun that Dakpo can just run up and up B, but all of the rage, oh my goodness. All of the rage on the up B made it unable to connect, and because of that, Villager was able to take the first stock. Ooh, and now we're back to even 0-0.
Dakpo actually had a lot of the problems that we said that Gio had. He didn't have those quick, decisive kills that he had in previous games. And it's letting Gio really stay in this series so far.
But right now, they're even at 1 stock apiece, low percent, so anything could happen right now. And now, Dakpo is getting all the damage.
Lots of damage. I'm very confused as to why he went for forward airs instead of up airs, though. It might have been just because he felt like he couldn't connect. Oh, huge turnip spike.
Goodness.
What a turnip spike coming out from Gio. That was massive. That was absolutely massive.
That was the luck of the draw right there that he needed. I mean, he came up short on the draw, losing the set 2-0 in winners finals as a result to a 1 turnip pull. This time, able to take that stock clean really early with 1 triple turnip pull.
Well, Gio, a game away now from resetting this bracket. Can he do it? Or will Dakpo be crowned a champion this season?
I know Dakpo can tend to take it straight back to Battlefield because he understands my character still gains a lot of benefit from this stage regardless. Plus, he died pretty early to a little bit of RNG there.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's kind of like, if you get down throw to 9 by a Game & Watch, you don't sit there and think about, was that the stage? Did the stage do this to me?
I think it was the stage, man. The stage. Sometimes the stage is conspiring against you. I guess I maybe say that as a 64 player, man. Those tornadoes on high roll. Oh, there's a reason why we don't play on the stage anymore, man. There's a reason. But getting back into this game, so far, well, let's talk a little bit about the series overall, right? We saw that Dakpo in that last game didn't have those very decisive capitalizations when it came to KOs, and that made it so that Gio was able to fight tooth and nail and really hang in there.
Oh
but this might be the
that's a
capitalization
stock
that he needs.
No, good DI from Gio. Really capitalizing on the fact that the blast zones on Battlefield are huge.
Just biding his time here. He doesn't want to risk getting Trump baired. Options like that, really, really scary. We saw just how good Dakpo can be with that.
Simon Belmont.
And it's going to give Dakpo maybe a little bit of time. Instead, I like it. He doesn't always try to go in for the Trump bear. He doesn't want that option to be etched into Gio's brain. Instead, he takes a little bit of stage control. He almost takes the stock as well, but Gio, again, with some excellent DI, able to hold on.
Man, the thing about that up B was semi-safe, too, because he was able to do it in the center of the stage. Able to just land on that top platform, keep anything silly from happening. Villager definitely couldn't have killed at that percent. You know what I haven't seen Dakpo go for at all yet is the run-off down B, where he whips around and then, you know, kind of like snap back kind of situation. Because I think if Villager's up being, if you catch it on the balloons, it delays the hit so that he might be able to get something like a spike.
It would be cool to see.
He must know something that I don't, because he hasn't gone for that once. And right now, he was able to steal the stock from Gio, sitting at 97% himself. Is he able to get a bunch of extra credit, or will he lose this stock relatively early and make it back to an even game, and let's see if Gio can reset this bracket?
So far, Gio, even though he is playing with a lot of projectiles, he's being very aggressive, and we can see why. He wants to force Dakpo into the shield so that he can maybe get one of those grabs, because the back throw from Villager, it's so devastating.
And right there we're seeing it's really hard. Gio doesn't have a lot of out-of-shield options as Villager. He has like maybe Nair out of shield, but up close against Zero Suit Samus's jabs doesn't really have much to contest. Ooh, the down air catching the roll.
I don't know if Gio meant to not water that tree.
And sometimes you see Villager players doing weird stuff with their water. I
That's
never
true.
understand what's happening.
Sometimes you don't know, because I assumed that he'd want to get the axe out, but I guess he wanted to maybe use it to potentially
There we see the
push
Nair
off.
shield. Oh, he went for a bowling ball, and there was able to cover that down beyond the stage with that up air. Again, pulling 3 turnips, able to steal the stock, and now we're even. Only 27% was netted on Gio's stock. And now he is in the lead. Solid combo coverage of that roll with the axe.
Gio's certainly finding a nice amount of momentum as we go across the 230 mark.
I mean, and what we've seen is that Gio's also just not committing to a bunch of options that have been getting him killed previously. He was more safe about the distance that he's throwing out the Lloyd Rocket so that Zero Suit can't just dash in and get an up B for free.
That's really important, because whenever we touch on some of the earlier games, that's exactly what Dakpo was able to get. And as the percent gets closer and closer towards 80, it's getting more and more to the point where you really don't want a situation like that happening. At this kind of percent, an up B from Dakpo should be able to take the set. But will Gio be able to give it to him? Ooh. So far playing pretty safe. Lots of coverage and lots of moves that aren't very committal. We're seeing lots of fairs and lots of nairs, and they're just continuously keeping Dakpo away, preventing him from getting those feet planted on Gio.
Man, with only a minute and a half basically left on the clock, both players at around 100%. We're probably going to see a stock loss before this timeout. Right now, with Villager and Zero Suit.
If it goes to stock, my money's on Dakpo for winning. But if it goes to time, then Gio has all the tools that he needs to walk away with this.
I mean, right now he's been able to get, every time Dakpo gets one hit, to get the stock percent in his favor. Oh my god! And the rage of the up B just not able to make that connect properly. But there we see it finally connecting the full hits. And as you called it, if it goes to stock, it's going to Dakpo right there. Able to seal it out. No bracket reset.
Your grand finals champion. He got second last week, but this week he's going to be taking the whole cake. Congratulations to Dakpo. The first up B came up short, but the second one was right on the money.
Man, that was just a really, really good adaptation from him. Waiting for the right time to throw out that up B. Very patient, able to see out the stock when it mattered.